So given that backdrop, I thought I'd just talk a little bit about what we think this means for entrepreneurs going forward and some thoughts on what might be interesting and useful to think about. So one is the problem big enough? Now, I'm not saying that food itself is not a big problem, but often what happens is people take that down to a narrower and narrower segment. So you have to understand, is the food problem big enough? This, for example, is a problem in fashion. So in fashion, you just take a business like H&M. H&M, to do $5.5 billion in revenue, they hold $4.5 billion of inventory. This isn't a business that operates on 52 micro-seasons. So I don't care whether you like the environment, don't like the environment, or worried about it or not worried about it, it's a bad business model. If you're operating on 52 micro-seasons and you're holding inventory that's at least 9 to 10 months old, then that's gonna hurt over time. You're gonna sell at discounts. Burberry took that a step further and actually lit on fire $300 million of inventory because they didn't want it being sold in the secondhand market. That's a big problem. And so I think that's interesting. And so actually recently as a fund, we announced an investment in a custom shirt business called Bombay Shirt Company, which is going after this idea by operating on a no inventory model. Similarly, can you create a solution for what is that's better than what is currently out there? This is a graphical depiction of how Melora, a jewelry brand, works. We really looked at it and said, look, design is really important. If you're gonna think about jewelry, you're gonna think about high-end jewelry. The average selling price of what we sell at Melora is about 18,000 rupees. People are buying this in tier 2 and tier 3 cities as well. 40% of what we sell is there because they just don't have access. But they want access to well-designed product. So you have to build design well. You have to figure out manufacturing effectively so that you can actually produce just in time. You want to build a brand that resonates, again, for consumers, that means something. So how do you talk about it? What's the language that you use? And when you think about distribution, we've opted to go online only there. By going online only, we have no inventory and negative working capital. These are real metrics that matter as you're scaling up your business. So today, we're able to see growth in that business that's over 15% month on month on a reasonable base that's actually driven out of the fact that we don't have to worry about working capital issues in it. Finally, can we find a product that really sits at that sweet spot between affordability and aspiration? This was a product called the Pod that Furlenco designed. It's your all-in-one everything. Now, it may not be our best-selling item out there, but it is one of those things that just makes you say, wow, that's kind of cool. If you're single, you have a place of your own, or you're living with roommates, you have everything here. You have your speakers, you have your TV, you have a PlayStation, you have a USB port, you have a lamp. It's your everything. So it kind of elicits some emotion from you. And so can we keep finding those, and can we ensure that we create products that incite that emotion within people? So I'm conscious of time, and I think we're wrapping up. So in summary, I would really say, look, can we think about the values, the business, and the technology together, and try to find those points that really, that really resonate there? And can you find cost structure advantages? I highly emphasize that, saying that as you think about your business, compare it to the existing guy and see why is your cost structure advantaged over them, and how will you use that cost structure to build a brand and scale up from there. Time's up. Thank you.